take all the applause, but Trent Alexander-Arnold there tonight, what a performance. 74 touches in the game, 2 assists. He seemed to be everywhere, passing, superb. Was that probably one of Trent's best performances of the season? He was almost unplayable.
I probably haven't watched back again, but he was outstanding. But I saw so many outstanding performances tonight. To be honest, it's a very important game. A really strong Arsenal side. With our problems we have, there's now not plenty of options to change properly. And what the boys put out tonight was really special. And the start in both half times, I would say, was Arsenal time. So they were really aggressive, really straightforward, all these kind of things. So we had to adapt to the game, but we calmed it down. And from that specific moment on in both half times, we controlled the game and played really good stuff and scored on top of that wonderful goals. Yes, the first one was you can still say it's a team goal, even when you had to do a little bit before you could finish it off. But positioning of Trent in that moment between the lines, passing the ball, and Diogo goes in, across the line of the defenders. Really difficult to defend. Second goal, I don't think a lot of people in the stadium saw Diogo Jota free. Trent saw it, which helps. And then the proper finish. Good defending. The way Arsenal plays with these long balls behind the fullbacks, it's really tricky with the speed they have there with Saka and the young Brazilian guy. So that's really, really, really special. So we have to be awake in these moments. But on top of that, we have to play football. And the first 10 minutes, I didn't like what we played, but then we were in the game, and then it looked really flexible and proper and all that.
Thanks, Jim. We'll go to, I think we've got Jamie Langdon from Sky for one, but then we'll go through the hands, which is Matt Barlow and Neil Jones for sure. So Jamie Langdon for one or two.
Yeah, Jurgen, Chelsea in the final. I mean, how much do you want to win this now you got to the final?
Martinelli, by the way. Everybody should remember that name because outstanding player. I think so. Chelsea. Look, you play a final. Pretty likely that you will face an outstanding, strong team. That's what happened now. But nevertheless, we wanted to qualify for it. So that's what we did. And Wembley is a special place, how we all know. Yeah, there are a lot of games to play until then. So it's not now that you just play next week or whatever. So there are a lot of games to play. We will see where we are then. But we really put a lot of effort in this competition, and we really want to go through. And so when you go through, when you're in the final, there's absolutely no reason to be part of the final if you don't want to win it. So we want to win it, but
Thank you, Jeremy. We'll go to Matt Barlow, and then to Neil Jones, and then to Zia.
Hello, Jürgen. Thanks, Matt. You drifted onto this question there with your answer, but I wanted to ask why this competition's important for you this year. It isn't something you've always gone after with this sort of determination, but this year it seems like it matters to you.
No, that's not true. Look, the situation is always difficult in that time of the year. Who is available? How many games did you play? All these kind of things. I cannot just pick a team. We have the full squad on the paper and then just go for these 11 and let them play. We have to consider a lot of things, and we always did that. But you need a little bit of luck in specific moments to get through. We never had that. We had always really tricky draws on top of that. Pretty early when we played a lot of games and couldn't line up the team up from the Premier League the 3 days before. And so we were, I don't say it was always unlucky, but we had these moments where we thought, okay, away game, but Chelsea is now not the easiest draw, and these kind of things. So it's all good. We want to go for everything. We said that plenty of times. Now we are in the final. It doesn't mean we won it already. It just means we qualified for it. And when we will be there end of February, we will give it a go. But unfortunately, your opponent probably as well.
Neil Jones and then Zia.
Hi, Jürgen. What is it about Diogo that's really enabled him to make such a big impact? I mean, we've seen his quality, but is it his mentality as much as anything?
Mentality makes up equality was the reason why we signed him, because the way he played at Wolves, the yards he had to make there, the runs he had to make, the defending he had to do, but was still always able to produce some really exciting stuff, and that was the reason why we signed him. That he can show that now in our kid is really nice to see. He didn't only step up tonight. Yes, of course, he's got 2 goals, but he's incredibly important for us. And so the mix of his skill set is meanwhile really exciting. He's in a good shape as well. Long way to continue.
The final question we'll take from Zia. Yeah.
Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
You probably asked this question many times before, but can I ask you about Andy Robertson again? I thought he had an excellent game tonight. He just seems to be getting better and better. Do you think he's the best left back in the country, possibly in Europe?
For me, yes, but I'm not sure that's too important, to be honest. For me, absolutely, outstanding player, and again, the mix of his skill set and his mentality that makes him so special. Because you see the situations that he's when he has the ball as a good footballer, but the desire he each game when he really wants to defend with all he has. I think that's the biggest improvement since he arrived. That was a little bit of issue when in the early stages when he came from Hull to us. He was already a massive talent, but defending-wise, we were not over the moon. But he improved a lot and is now the full package. It's really helpful. So both fullbacks obviously are quite good, which is the reason we have players like this on different positions. Is the reason why we were quite successful in the past. Not as successful as probably a lot of people want, but we played some good stuff, and that's the reason is because the boys are just an outstanding group.
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, and we've got a press conference tomorrow.